Qu'est-ce que je dois faire pour tenter ça? What I cast, so to speak. Very laissez-faire. Hello everyone, welcome to Working on Clouds. Clouds. Ooh, it's very cloudy today. Welcome to Working on Clouds, where we look at your work life and we're trying to make it more like you walking on clouds. So it's all nice and soft and cushy, and it's really windy today outside where I am. So I'm just looking and I see lots and lots and lots of clouds. And today our topic is I can't give feedback. So if you've watched one of the other videos, we talked about how to receive feedback, so you getting it. But today we're talking about you having to give feedback and you may be struggling a little bit. So what could we do? So often people who struggle to give feedback are too nice. So maybe this is you. And because we want to be nice and we want to have harmony and we want to, that people like us, we actually refrain from giving feedback. And that's actually quite a shame, because without feedback, we all kind of like are in this bubble. I'm saying a lot of like today, am I? It's like. Anyways, so it's like, no. We are in this bubble if we don't give feedback. So please go and do it more often. So feedback doesn't have to be like negative. Sure, it's helpful if it's critical so that the other person can improve. But you can also sometimes just give compliments. That's also nice, and that's also giving feedback. So often, I think that if people struggle to give feedback, so on one side they're too nice, but on the other side, they maybe have not found the right technique yet. So there are, of course, lots of things out there that you could do. One is the famous sandwich approach. Do you know the sandwich approach? No. It's like this. You have the bread, so the top bit, which is usually the positive. Okay, so you have the bread, the positive, which you say first. So, Julia, I liked the structure of your presentation. Then you have the meaty bit in the middle, which is the negative. But you made not enough jokes. I'm German. What can I do, right? I mean, I'm trying very hard here. Oh, okay. You scratch that. And then we have again the bread at the end, which is another positive. So you could say, and I liked your closure at the end of your presentation. Yeah. So you have like, I liked your structure, you don't have enough humor, and I liked your ending. So most people, what they actually do is they zoom in on the negative. So it's almost like, I say always, like they are on a protein diet. So the bread, the positives, fly away, and we are left with just the protein, the meaty bit in the middle. So this sandwich technique is therefore quite predictable. So I'm not a big fan of it, because people know what's coming and they think you're only saying the nice things because this is a technique you've learned. So let's look at some other things you could do. Of course, when it comes to feedback, it's important that it's very specific. So instead of saying, Julia, I like your communication, that can be anything, right? Or you are nice. You know, it's kind of like giving it's like this. It's if you give a compliment to a guy or a girl and you say, you have eyes. Wow. I have eyes, thank you so much. But if you say you have these really nice colored amber eyes that sparkle when you laugh, okay, it's a bit cheesy, I admit it, it's a bit cheesy, but it's more specific, right? And the same goes with feedback. So try to not make it general, so not you are communicating well or you have eyes, but really try to make it as specific as possible. It actually really also helps you with dating. So in case any of you wanna go on a date, be specific as possible when you give a compliment. Now, what else can we do? I really like a technique which is called feed forward. Because when we think about giving feedback, right, feedback always sits in the past, so it has already happened. So let's go back to my example. So you say to me, Julia, I think you didn't make enough jokes. Okay, so then I could sit there and I could go like, I disagree, I think this is a serious channel, or What am I supposed to do if I'm not funny? So I'm trying to fight back. I also call this the boxing back effect of feedback. So because we often have a blind spot, so we are not aware of this part of our personality or our behavior, we're having a hard time taking it on board. So we're boxing back. So I would disagree with you right in your face. So I say, no, I am funny. You just haven't found the humor yet. Or, no, I am funny. You are not funny. I don't know. That doesn't really work. Anyways, but we're boxing back. Or if I don't want to say it right into your face, maybe later I walk away with a friend or a colleague and I say, don't you think that, you know, when Julia gives feedback, it's always so negative, yeah? So we kind of like, we want to make it right. And this is because feedback sits in the past and it has already happened. So the only way to make it right is actually to really box back. Other than that, you can't do anything, right? But if we think about feed forward, so feed forward as opposite to feedback, feed forward sits in the beautiful future. So we could still make it right. So if you would give me feed forward, you could say, Julia, next time when you do a presentation, why don't you try to insert a bit more humor? So I could still sit here and think, oh, well, I'm not sure, it's a professional presentation. Or I could think, yeah, maybe why not? I could try it. But the important thing is, it's in the future. It will happen or won't happen, but I still have a chance to make it right. So again, this is very interesting. So instead of thinking about feedback, always saying, you did this, or this was good, or this was bad, or whatever you want to say, try to think about next time when you are in the certain situation, why don't you? So all you have to do is actually use future-related words such as I encourage you next time, in the future, for the next project, and then you just say what you have to say. So that's a very nice tip. And the other tip I have forgotten, so hold on. I have it. I'm back. Okay. The other tip, how can I forget this? This is really bizarre. Okay, so make feedback or feed forward more like a dialogue. So instead of me saying, let me give you feedback, this is what you did, this is that, make it a dialogue. So just ask. So, Julia, how did you think your presentation went? Or which parts did you notice the audience reacted well? Or which parts might you do differently next time? So if you ask questions, you actually help the other person reflect. And if we reflect, we learn, we become more self-aware. Well, ideally we do. Sometimes if it's a blind spot, of course, we can't see it. But we can go through a thing and often we realize things ourselves. And that's quite, I find it quite assuring. So make feedback or feed forward more like a dialogue. So these are my tips. So number one, yes, you still can be nice, but it's also good to challenge people and to help them grow and to help people develop. So give feedback, number one, just do it. Number two, try out a different technique, which is feed forward. If you stick with feedback, try to make it at least as specific as possible and ideally also something the person can change. I remember once I got like feedback on, oh, Julia, you have an accent. Woohoo, what am I supposed to do with that? I mean, I can like work on, maybe we meet each other again in 10 years and the accent is gone. I don't know. So things that are specific and things that people can change. Try to stay away from too predictable techniques like the sandwich where people just know what you're doing. And maybe look more into the future. And last but not least, make it a conversation, make it a dialogue. Let the other person also have a chance as gaining self-awareness and reflecting a bit. And that's it. So I hope next time you can give feedback. See you soon. Bye-bye.